no nothing. His eyeballs were totally white. And I thought that he was blind because of what I did carrying him, but
Right.
I don't know. I guess it went away or whatever it was. But yeah, you couldn't see his eyeballs or nothing. It was all white. And so I thought that I blinded my baby and really hurt him, a
Man.
lot. So, but it still took Michael's dying to make me wake up and smell the coffee. And I tell people that I believe that he died to save my life because if he wouldn't have died, I don't know if I would have ever got off drugs. It probably would have killed me and taken me out. I probably wouldn't have never got off of them.
Right.
But yeah, and I sent my kids through a lot. That's why I try so hard now to do a lot of stuff for my grandkids because my kids suffered a lot from my actions and the things that I was doing back then. They suffered a lot, you know what I mean? So that's why I try to do so much for my grandchildren to try to make up for it. And I feel that for a long time I had a lot of guilt because I felt like if I would have been a better mom, Mike may not have played around with guns the way that he
It
did.
had nothing to do with that. We was
Cause
out running the streets and
all
gang
he
banging
knew
and
was a
things.
drug addict mother. That's all he ever knew.
But
That's
we,
all.
but that had nothing to do with that though. We was used to run the streets and gang bang. I mean, you was still one thing I can say. No matter what, we always had a roof over our head.
True that.
No matter what went on. Like I said,
But
even to this.
you didn't have a present parent. Just because you had a roof over your head, you didn't have a present parent
No,
to
no, we
be
didn't.
there to
But
parent them, to
we
be
wasn't
there
alone though.
to love
That's
them,
the
to
reason
be
why
there
me
to
and Tyson and them is so
do for
close
them
because we was all we had.
as parents. Uh, as parents do for their children. They didn't have that.
Right.
So yeah, I felt guilt for many, many years behind that because I believe that if he would have had a better mom, then he may not have did some of the stuff that he did. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they just because they had a roof over their head, I wasn't a present mother because I was too busy in the streets trying to get drugs and find drugs. I remember one time I pulled up to my house on Isabella coming from Aunt Chris's house, and Chucky, I don't know how he got in my room, but anyway, he was in my room and he pulled the curtain back, and he had to been about 7, maybe 8, or maybe a little older, and he put that curtain back, and a pain hit my heart that was so horrible because I was like, my baby been in this house all night long by himself, and I didn't even care to check or to see where he was at or what was going on. I was too busy trying to get high and doing drugs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I tried so hard, even to do things for them, although they're grown. Because I was a horrible mother. I was a
No,
horrible
you might
mother.
not. Might not. I wouldn't say horrible. You was still my hero, no matter what. I mean, you was all I had, and I was a mama's boy through and through. So,
I don't know. You told that man I was a drunken bitch.
how old was I?
About 14, maybe 13. He was a
Was it
drunk
after Michael
counselor.
died?
No,
Oh,
before.
sorry, I had to be like 13 because Michael died when I was 14.
And we stayed on Isabella, and you had this counselor. He was a heavy set black man, and I don't know why me and him was riding, where the hell we was even going to, but he told me. He said, your son. He said, I just want you to know so you can be aware. But he said that you were a drunken bitch, and wasn't nothing I could say. I couldn't be mad at him about anything because I did drink, although I only drank beer, I still drank a lot.
Yeah, that was so
I
long ago.
drank a lot. So I did it all. I smoked crack. I smoked PCP. I drank a lot. I tried shooting dope. I have been through it. And it's just
I ain't been through a whole lot. I mean,
through the grace of
smoked
God
some weed and snorted some powder before,
that He
but
kept me through all of that. And that my children still love me unconditionally. Even
yeah,
though they
buddy.
went through all of that, even though I put them through hell, they still love me. And
Your
that's
struggles
an
was
awesome
the
thing.
things you struggled through when you was growing up was the things that made us strong now. So I mean,
Because they could have held that animosity towards me
and
even to
yeah,
this day. They could
been one of
still
the
be
people who be
holding on to
disrespectful to
that,
their parents because of the stuff that they did.
but they don't. And I'm
That's because that's because that was the past. I mean it's not like I try to explain to people. The past is something you cannot change. You can worry about the present and you can also work on your future. But it's nothing you can do with the past. So being mad about the past or holding somebody past against them, it ain't right. You know
well,
what I
a lot
mean?
of kids do to their parents, but I'm blessed that you guys didn't hold that
I remember a whole lot of stuff too.
against me. You know what I mean? So
Remember when Stevie
it
and his dad and them came over there on
so I
Madison
could rush up in there
and the
and
nigga in that cab
drown
got
it
to
in the sink.
dude in the cab got to shooting at the house. Somebody Michael got into it with, and Thais
No,
got.
it was Stevie and Barbara.
No, that was some. That was. I thought that was somebody Michael got into it with.
Mm-mm.
That came in the cab.
No, that I don't know, man. Been
Yeah,
me. That was the pizza
pizza
man that
man that
shot at
came and
Stevie
yeah,
and Barbara.
and that's when Barbara left my dad.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just God has been really, really good to me. Very.